let's get into this auto bid thing. What I wrote in the notes was, does it suck? Yes, it freaking does. So the auto bid makes it that the Power 4 conference champions and one group of 5 team automatically make the playoffs. Top 4 get first round buys. The group of 5 gets ranked somewhere based on their actual record and next to other teams somewhere between 5 and 12. So, for example, 2 years ago, 2022, you have 12-0 Georgia and 9-3 LSU in the SEC championship. Let's just say they were doing 12 teams that year, and let's say that LSU ended up winning. LSU would get a first-round bye, and Georgia would not. So you're telling me the 9-3 LSU team should still be ranked higher than the 12-1 Georgia? No. But even last year, let's look last year, right? Purdue versus Michigan in the Big Ten. Joey mentioned this earlier. What if that 8-4 Purdue team beat Michigan? They would have gotten in. You can have a team in the Big 12 and the Big 10 or the SEC or the ACC with 2 conference losses and maybe 2 regular season losses out of conference losses, win the Big 12 championship or the Big 10 championship or the SEC championship, and get a first-round bye. It's ridiculous. Now, it's not likely that it's going to happen, but it's the principle of the fact that it definitely could. I think it should still be based on eye test and record. I think that that's still how they're not ranking based on merit. Yes, winning the SEC championship or winning your conference championship is a huge deal. It's a thing to be celebrated. But does it really hold that much weight that you're going to be able to get a first round bye in the college football playoff? What do you guys think? Am I crazy?
I think what you mentioned a while ago is really worthwhile, because what you're going to do is you run the risk of dismissing the whole body of work conversation I mentioned a while ago. And like you said, you're going to have a team like Liberty, who was like, say, 23rd, essentially double in standing like that. I think the auto bid, I think it's a cool thought for like March Madness, where basketball really can go either way. But in football, where it's much more strenuous, it's much more spread out in terms of its actual level of competition, I think it kind of undermines the whole idea, because you could have, to your point, Mason, you could have let's say Oklahoma comes in, or let's talk about Texas. We talked about Oklahoma a lot. Let's talk about Texas. Let's say horns down, they come to the SEC, they do well, they finish at 10-2, they lose in Atlanta to say Georgia. I hope Texas doesn't make it, but let's just say they do. You come in and lose to Georgia, you're 10-3, and you have, Tulane from the American, who is, 18th, and they jump that body of work. I don't know, man. I don't really like it. The more we talk about it, the more I'm growing disdain for it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool for a program like Tulane or Liberty, or pick your group of 5 school, to hang on their resume. Like Cincinnati's like, we're the only ones who've made it. Look at us. Congratulations. Here's your participation trophy. The fact of the matter is, you're going to jump a team who's more deserving and probably get throttled. Yeah. Not a fan.
I don't know how to feel about it. I feel like, in a sense, I can understand where it comes from. I mean, you look at the NFL, they have, first buy, they got first round buys and stuff like that. And they were kind of trying to resemble that in a sense. I think that with 12 teams and, with so many conferences, it doesn't work out that way. So there's that one thing. Another thing is, I feel personally that, the first round bye should go to the top 4 teams in the rankings, 1, 2, 3, 4, even, and,
like Kirk Herbstreit always says, it's about the best 4 teams.
Exactly. So 1, 2, 3, 4 should get the first round buys. If you're going to get 4 teams the first round bye, 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest, figure it out on your own. I do not care. I don't think necessarily conference champions should also really get a first round bye. It's hard for me to say that, because no matter what, in a Power 4 conference, it's hard to win your conference, and when you do it, it's awesome. I would know, because Clemson's done it plenty of times, but it just makes that first round bye part so much more difficult to really understand and get behind. It's about the best teams and the best group of 5 school. I'm okay with the automatic bid for Group of Five. I think they should have representation. And you know what? If they get throttled, they get throttled, and we'll learn from it and whatever. But I feel like Group of Five should have some representation, which is fair. And you say you see a Liberty team who has a chance of putting up a good game, a good fight, and possibly a win, then there you go. So automatic there, fine. But conference champions, it gets iffy for me. I think you should have the best, I guess technically top 11 teams, since you got that one automatic bid for Group of Five. It's just how I feel it should work. It makes more sense, and not always is the conference champion the best team, right? So why would they get the best slot in the playoffs?
Yeah, and something else to look at too, because I feel like a lot of this is just tying back into that idea, like should the Group of Five have their own